Welcome to the Book Tracker Digital Library, a complete reading system for Excel and Google Sheets. In this lesson, I will show you exactly where to click, what to enter, and how the connected pages respond. The workbook includes 10 practical tabs for logging books, reviewing progress, browsing your library, planning future reads, and tracking goals. We will move slowly, use a real example, and check the automatic result before we finish. Your purchase includes the editable Excel workbook, a Google Sheets Access PDF, a detailed user guide, marketing images, and a separate fitness tracker bonus. For Google Sheets, open the Access PDF and click the large template link. The shared file may open in view-only mode, and that is normal. Choose File, then make a copy and save your personal editable version in Google Drive. For Excel, open the XLSX file in Microsoft 365 or recent desktop version of Excel. Before changing anything, save one clean backup copy so you can recover formulas or charts later. Desktop editing is best for setup and large data entry, while a phone or tablet is better for quick checks and light updates. Begin on the Start Here sheet because it explains the recommended workflow and the purpose of the workbook. The Setup sheet controls the drop-down choices that keep your entries consistent. The book log is the main database, and each book should be entered only once. The dashboard turns the book log into totals, percentages, monthly results, and a status chart. The library and cover gallery give you visual ways to browse the same book information. Want to Read creates a focused list of books that have not been started. Reading Challenge, Calendar, and Wishlist help you set goals, build habits, and plan purchases. On Start Here, read the short instructions from top to bottom before entering many books. Confirm that the workbook opens normally and that all 10 tabs are visible. Do not begin by deleting helper areas, formulas, or chart sources because those parts create the automatic views. Now open Setup and look at the group lists across the sheet. In the genre list, use choices such as fiction, fantasy, mystery, romance, memoir, business, and self-help. In the Format list, keep simple choices such as physical, digital, and audio. For status, use clear labels such as to read, reading completed, paused, or DNF. Priority can help you separate must-read, high, normal, and low choices. The source lists records where the book came from, such as a library, Kindle, Audible, the gift, or a purchase. Keep every label short and consistent because the dashboard counts exact words, not approximate meanings. For example, do not use completed in one row and finished in another row unless both choices are intentionally part of your setup. After the lists are ready, return to Book Log and click the next empty row. Book Log is the most important sheet in the entire system. Use one row for one book and never split one book across several rows. The ID column gives every entry a simple reference number. Enter the book title and author exactly as you want them to appear in the visual pages. Choose genre and subgenre from the list so your filters and category counts remain clean. Choose the format and status instead of typing a different spelling each time. Priority helps you decide what to read next, and rating is best entered after you have enough experience with the book. Progress percent is calculated from total pages and current page, so those two numbers must be accurate. Start date and end date allow the monthly summary and reading history to place the book in the correct period. Our source cost cover URL and notes add useful details without changing the basic workflow. Use the drop-down arrow whenever it is available because drop-downs prevent spelling differences. Let us use the existing project Hail Mary row as a real example. This row shows audio format, reading status, high priority, 496 pages and a current page of 219. With 219 pages completed, the progress formula shows about 4%. Move the cursor to the current page cell in this row, type 240 and press Enter. The progress cell immediately changes to 48% because the formula divides the current page by total pages. This is the central idea of the template. Enter the fact once, then let the connected calculations do the summary work. When you finish a book, set current page equal to total pages, change status to completed, and enter the end date. For an unread book you used to read, leave the current page at 0 and add a priority that helps you choose later. Leave rating blank or 0 until you're ready to review the book rather than guessing too early. If you accidentally override a formula cell, copy your typed information into a fresh original workbook instead of preparing many formulas by hand. The careful book log row is what makes the rest of the workbook useful. Now open Dashboard to check the automatic result. The first group shows total books completed, reading now to read, pages read, and average rating. In this workbook, the current totals are 80 books, 36 completed, 15 being read, 29 to read, 16,466 pages, and a 4.3 average rating. The status table shows both the count and the share for completed reading and to read. The format table compares physical, digital, and audio books. The genre table helps you see which categories dominate your collection. The monthly section shows how many books were finished and how many pages were read in each month. The pie chart gives a quick visual comparison of your reading status. If a number looks wrong, return to book log and check the source row, especially status pages, current page, and dates. Use dashboard for review and decisions, not for typing the main book records. Open library when you want to browse instead of studying a long database table. The filters at the top let you narrow the shelf by genre, status, format, or priority. The featured book area displays the selected title, author, rating, and notes in one place. Use the shelf after you have entered enough books because visual pages depend on clean source data. Cover gallery gives a larger book finder area and a card-style view of the collection. Select a book in the finder to review its progress, status, genre, format, and notes. Then use status, genre, format, and priority filters to reduce the visible choices. Gallery is for browsing and choosing. Continue to use booklog for detailed data entry. Want to read automatically focuses on books whose status has not moved into reading or completed. The list keeps the title, author, genre, format, priority, pages, source, and notes together. Use priority and page count to choose a book that fits your available time. When you begin, update the status and booklog to reading, and the planning view will respond. Reading challenges where you set an annual book goal and an annual page goal. This example uses a goal of 60 books and 18,000 pages for the year. The summary also shows books completed, pages read, days read, and monthly progress. Completed status, end dates, page totals, and reading days must stay current for this page to remain meaningful. Use the challenge as encouragement, not as a reason to enter unrealistic data. The calendar is a flexible monthly planning page for reading habits, reviews, release dates, and library returns. Enter real dates and date fields so the month and day remain dependable. A short note such as reading habit, review notes, or return library book is usually enough. If a date displays as number signs, widen the column or use a shorter date format. Wishlist is the purchase planning sheet for books you may buy or borrow later. Enter the title, author, genre, format, price, published date by link, priority, purchase status, and notes. The summary on the right counts books to buy and adds the expected total costs. After a purchase, change purchase to yes and add the book to book log when you are ready to track it. Do not copy the same book into several planning rows unless you intentionally want separate editions. For Google Sheets, always work inside the personal copy saved to your own drive. Do not request permission to edit the shared master because the master is meant to remain clean. For Excel, use the desktop file for setup, formulas, filters, and large batches of book entries. The updated workbook uses no password and its normal input rows are editable. Even without protection, avoid deleting hidden helpers, formula columns, or chart source ranges unless you are deliberately redesigning the workbook. If a count appears as a date, apply number or general formatting to that result cell. If a drop-down is missing, check the setup list in the data validation source. If a chart is blank, confirm that book log contains valid status, genre, format, rating, pages, and dates. For a slow workbook, archive older rows and use desktop Excel or a desktop browser for heavy editing. The fitness tracker is a separate bonus file included as extra value. Open the bonus Excel file or the separate Google Sheets Access PDF, then make your own working copy. The fitness file does not share live data with the book tracker, and the book tracker does not need it in order to work. Use the bonus independently for workouts, measurements, weekly goals, and progress notes. Your regular routine is simple, customize, setup occasionally, update book log as you read, and review the connected pages when you need insight. Use dashboard for totals, library, and gallery for browsing, want to read for planning, challenge for goals, calendar for reminders, and wishlist for purchases. Keep one clean original file, use consistent drop-down values, and enter real numbers and dates. You are now ready to use the book tracker digital library with confidence.